Konami Studios. And just like we got Mighty Morphin, we have another Power Rangers book coming to us in kind of this reboot era they're doing at Boom Studios. This one is just called Power Rangers. Now, if you were like me and you were wondering, hey, where's Jason, Zach, and Trini in this Mighty Morphin book? Well, look no further because they are leading their own title, apparently. So that's pretty freaking dope. I like these characters a lot, and I think it's kind of exciting that they're getting their own book. Now, again, if this is something that happened in the television show, I'm not too familiar with it, so seeing it here works for me. I like that we're kind of expanding the roster, getting some new characters in there, doing some semi-cool stuff, and it's pretty interesting. This is straight up the sequel to Mighty Morphin. Now, I don't think going forward these books are going to be super connected because this book takes place in space, and we've seen that Mighty Morphin's going to be the grounded high school stuff, but I'm still like, hey, it's nice seeing the crossover here. So we open up the book, we're in something called the Spectrum 2, and what that is, it's like a facility where all of our main characters here are fighting. So there's Trini, there's Zach, there's Jason, there's an android whose name escapes me at the moment, and they're all just kind of like fighting and working on like their skills and harnessing their stuff, and they're just having the competition. And we realize they're headed back to Earth because they have to talk to Zordon. Now they stop, of course, they go to Angel Grove, they hang out with their other Mighty Morphin friends, just a little fun beach stuff. You guys know I'm a fan of things that happen on a beach. If you can take your content, anything you create, and do a beach episode or a beach issue or anything where they just go on the beach and just have fun on the beach, I'm there. I'm your guy for that. They're just, they're in the water, throwing a frisbee around, Billy's reading a book. Everything's really nice. But Jason also says, well, we're not really here to visit. We did come because we need to talk to Zordon. So we cut to the command center. Jason's showing them this thing, like, this is called an Imperial or an Empire Reel or something like that. And it's like this weapon, and it's kind of like a creature, but it has so much power that it can destroy populations. And we watched it destroy this planet that had like 12 million people on it. It's a weapon of war. We need to find out more information about it and find a way to beat it. And of course, Zordon being Zordon, he's like, well, I don't know anything about it. I'm not sure what I should do or anything we could do. And then this idea comes into play too, that they did capture Lord Drakken in this book, and they're trying to figure out what was he running from and why do we have him. So now that idea comes into play, well, maybe the Imperial was what Lord Drakken was running from. Maybe we should hold on to that. And you can see Jason and Zach are both like, what? You guys have Drakken? How did he get here? And it's just like an interesting idea. So they go to talk to Drakken in prison, and I don't know which version of Drakken this is supposed to be, because I read all of Drakken New Dawn before I read this, and I know that's kind of its own universe, and Drakken's dead in that one. So is this a different Drakken or just like a time-displaced one? Either way, I think it's kind of cool seeing Drakken back here. And he right away is like, oh, you guys look nice and new. You got your shiny outfits. Good for you guys. You're here to ask me about the Imperials, aren't you? And they're like, yeah. Of course we are. And he's like, well, I'm just not gonna be responsible for that. My advice to you, get as far away as possible as you can from it, because there's nothing you can do to stop it. And then Tommy walks in and he's just pissed off because he knows, like, don't trust Jack and he's a liar and that kind of stuff. And it's nice seeing the two versions of Tommy just yelling at each other. I think that's really cool. And we don't get the revelation of who the Green Ranger is in this issue, which I'm kind of excited they didn't do, because they could have easily thrown it in here and maybe that Green Ranger would then go to space. But I kind of like that they didn't. And we get some more scenes where, all of these, they're called the Omega Rangers in this. The Omega Rangers are kind of mad at Zordon, like, we need Drakken to stop this. But Zordon's like, I'm not risking the planet again because of this. There's so many, I've done this for so many years, and the closest we've come to losing the Earth was when Drakken was free. So I'm not letting him go, and he's not becoming free. So then we cut back to high school, because don't forget, y'all, this is a Power Rangers book. Well, it's not really high school. I guess they're going to I don't know what you'd call that, where in Angel Grove. I guess it's like a cafe, but they have like milkshakes, and I wouldn't say like I don't know. But they're just getting some drinks, just chilling out, meeting some people. They see Skull and Bulk are there, and that girl we saw in Mighty Morphin, who turns out to be an alien, is kind of impressed she's seeing them. We see Jason and Rocky are fighting a bit, just sparring, just having a good time, and that day comes to play that Rocky doesn't feel confident enough in himself as the Red Ranger, and that he never really got to be the leader of the team. And then Jason's like, well, man, don't let your color define you, dude. You be the Ranger that you are. Because let's be real, Tommy sucks in comparison to Jason. We could all agree with that, right? I think we could. And I guess the rumor going around at this place is that Trini, Zach, and Jason are all kind of like these international like students going to like peace conferences and stuff in Switzerland. And it's just kind of funny, because you can't say they're in space doing space stuff. That'd be ridiculous. Then we see the girls hanging out and Tommy walks up. They're drinking their smoothies, just having fun. And Trini's like, I can't risk the safety of all this. We should use Drakken to stop it. And that's why she's mad at Zordon. Then her and Tommy get into like a little tiff just about like saving the world and how one planet should be worth saving over the millions of others because, you know, needs of the many, all that kind of stuff. It's cool. I really like it. I think I'm going to like this one a little more than the Mighty Morphin. We just got to get away from the stuff going on here just because this stuff's very like setting up the status quo, which is something I understand, and I think we will get through it. So they say their goodbyes to the other students, and they're all just standing there, the three of them. They're just like, okay, I guess we're going to go break out Lord Drakken now because guess what? We need him, and we need him to help us here. So they go into the place. They're trying to break him out, and it's pretty easy. You could see that Alpha 5's like, oh shit, something's going on here. As they break in to save him, they're like, he's right as they get in, he's like, oh, you guys finally came to your senses. Took you long enough to get me. And even Zach's like, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So they break him out. They are ready to go attack. And even Drakken's like, well, since I'm pretty much going to be going against my will to help you guys, I guess I can tell you there should be some things we should know. But before we do that, Alpha 5 attacks, and they're all ready to be destroyed. Drakken literally punches Alpha 5, takes him down, and you think Alpha 5's going to be destroyed, but he's okay. So we're not going to kill him. And you see, like, before they go, Zordon finds Alpha, and he's like, oh, shit. And Jason just kind of goes like, look, man, we got to do this the right way. I know it goes against everything that you told us to do there, Zordon, but we got to do this the right way. And the only way to do that is by taking Drakken with us. And we will return him. Don't worry. He's safe with us. Nothing to fear. And we end the book with a splash page of probably all the characters we are going to see going forward in this book. It's pretty cool. I will say I think it was very enjoyable, very different from what we saw in Mighty Morphin. It takes those other characters we know and doing something different with them, which I kind of excited about. It's going to be more world building, more space expanding, which could be really compelling if you don't really want that classic Power Rangers feel. If you don't want the Angel Grove or the Mighty Morphin or the Lord Zed, and you want something a little different, this might be the way to go. I think it could be really fun, and I'm very excited to see what could happen with these characters. These Omega Rangers, they sound pretty fun. So Power Rangers, issue 1, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.